Welcome to Success Path Academy. The following questions are about properties of matter, elements, compounds, and mixtures. Properties of matter. What is matter? Answer: anything that has mass and takes up space. What is mass? Answer: the amount of matter in an object. What is volume? Answer: the amount of space an object occupies. What is density? Answer: mass divided by volume. What is a physical property? Answer: a characteristic that can be observed or measured without changing the substance. What is a chemical property? Answer: a characteristic that describes a substance's ability to change into a different substance. Give an example of a physical property. Answer: color, shape, size, melting point, density, etc. Give an example of a chemical property. Answer: flammability, reactivity with acid, ability to rust. What is malleability? Answer: the ability to be hammered or rolled into sheets. What is ductility? Answer: the ability to be drawn into wires. What is solubility? Answer: the ability to dissolve in another substance. What is conductivity? Answer: the ability to transfer heat or electricity. What is luster? Answer: how shiny a material is. What is boiling point? Answer: the temperature at which a liquid becomes a gas. What is melting point? Answer: the temperature at which a solid becomes a liquid. What is freezing point? Answer: the temperature at which a liquid becomes a solid. What is a physical change? Answer: a change in appearance, not in chemical composition. What is a chemical change? Answer: a change that produces a new substance. Give an example of a physical change. Answer: melting ice. Give an example of a chemical change. Answer: burning wood. What is the law of conservation of mass? Answer: mass is not created or destroyed in a chemical reaction. What is viscosity? Answer: a liquid's resistance to flow. What is hardness? Answer: how resistant a material is to being scratched. What is elasticity? Answer: the ability to return to original shape after being stretched. What is brittleness? Answer: the tendency to break or shatter easily. Elements. What is an element? Answer: a pure substance made of only one kind of atom. How many naturally occurring elements are there? Answer: 92. What is the smallest part of an element? Answer: atom. What is the symbol for oxygen? Answer: O. What is the symbol for hydrogen? Answer: H. What is the symbol for carbon? Answer: C. What is the symbol for nitrogen? Answer: N. What is the symbol for sodium? Answer: Na. What is the symbol for iron? Answer: Fe. What is the symbol for gold? Answer: Au. What is the symbol for silver? Answer: Ag. What is the symbol for potassium? Answer: K. What is the symbol for calcium? Answer: Ca. What is the periodic table? Answer: a chart of all known elements. Who is known as the father of the periodic table? Answer: Dmitri Mendeleev. What is the atomic number? Answer: the number of protons in an atom. What is the atomic mass? Answer: the mass of an atom, mostly from protons and neutrons. What are metals? Answer: elements that are shiny, good conductors, and malleable. What are nonmetals? Answer: elements that are dull, poor conductors, and brittle. What are metalloids? Answer: elements with properties of both metals and nonmetals. Give an example of a metal. Answer: iron, copper, gold, etc. Give an example of a nonmetal. Answer: oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, etc. Give an example of a metalloid. Answer: silicon, boron, arsenic. What is a molecule? Answer: two or more atoms bonded together. What is a diatomic molecule? Answer: a molecule made of two atoms, e.g., O2. Compounds. What is a compound? Answer: a substance made of two or more elements chemically combined. Give an example of a compound. Answer: water, H2O, carbon dioxide, CO2, salt, NaCl. What is the chemical formula for water? Answer: H2O. What is the chemical formula for carbon dioxide? Answer: CO2. What is the chemical formula for table salt? Answer: NaCl. What is the chemical formula for glucose? Answer: C6H2O6. What is the chemical formula for ammonia? Answer: NH3. What is the chemical formula for methane? Answer: CH4. What is the difference between a compound and a mixture? Answer: compounds are chemically combined, mixtures are not. Can compounds be separated by physical means? Answer: no. Can mixtures be separated by physical means? Answer: yes. What is a chemical bond? Answer: the force that holds atoms together in a compound. What is an ionic bond? Answer: a bond formed when electrons are transferred from one atom to another. What is a covalent bond? Answer: a bond formed when atoms share electrons. What is a formula unit? Answer: the simplest ratio of ions in an ionic compound. What is a molecule? Answer: the smallest unit of a compound. What is a crystal? Answer: a solid with a regular, repeating pattern of atoms. What is a chemical reaction? Answer: a process that changes substances into new substances. What is a reactant? Answer: a substance that starts a chemical reaction. What is a product? Answer: a substance formed in a chemical reaction. Mixtures. What is a mixture? Answer: two or more substances physically combined. What is a homogeneous mixture? Answer: a mixture that looks the same throughout. What is a heterogeneous mixture? Answer: a mixture where you can see the different parts. Give an example of a homogeneous mixture. Answer: salt water, air. Give an example of a heterogeneous mixture. Answer: salad, trail mix, sand and iron filings. What is a solution? Answer: a homogeneous mixture where one substance dissolves in another. What is a solute? Answer: the substance that is dissolved. What is a solvent? Answer: the substance that does the dissolving. What is the solvent in salt water? Answer: water. What is the solute in salt water? Answer: salt. What is an alloy? Answer: a mixture of two or more metals. Give an example of an alloy. Answer: bronze, copper and tin, steel, iron and carbon. What is a suspension? Answer: a mixture where particles settle out over time. Give an example of a suspension. Answer: muddy water. What is a colloid? Answer: a mixture with small particles that do not settle out. Give an example of a colloid. Answer: milk, fog, gelatin. What is filtration? Answer: separating solids from liquids using a filter. What is distillation? Answer: separating substances by boiling and condensing. What is chromatography? Answer: separating mixtures based on how they move through a material. What is evaporation? Answer: separating a dissolved solid from a liquid by letting the liquid evaporate. General and application. Is air an element, compound, or mixture? Answer: mixture. Is water an element, compound, or mixture? Answer: compound. Is gold an element, compound, or mixture? Answer: element. Is table salt an element, compound, or mixture? Answer: compound. Is steel an element, compound, or mixture? Answer: mixture, alloy. What happens to the properties of elements in a compound? Answer: they change to form new properties. What happens to the properties of substances in a mixture? Answer: they keep their original properties. What is the main difference between a mixture and a compound? Answer: mixtures can be separated physically, compounds cannot. What is the smallest part of a compound? Answer: molecule. What is the smallest part of an element? Answer: atom.